But if you want, you can come back all the way around and then all the way up and over. But my goal would be to make sure the arms stay straight and strong and that I don't bend the elbows a lot to take the strap overhead. This is also great for the rhomboids too, because it really draws the shoulder blades. Pressing in, you almost feel like a little massage, and up and over. Okay, 2 more. And again, you can do half or full range, right, for the shoulders. So it's getting a lot of like heat and the tissue in the shoulders to warm up a bit, but never anything that we want to force to do. And so again, if you have a yoga strap, great. But if you don't, towel works. Whatever you have available to you. So the next thing I want to show you is more of like, we're into the shoulder blades, but it's a thoracic spine mobilization. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my right palm face up and my left palm face down. And I'm going to look to my right hand. I'm isolating again. So now I have the toes tucked under. And then I'm going to slowly switch the palms and look to the hand that's down. Okay, and then I'm just going to work back and forth. So I'm looking for that cervical spine to rotate. It's a very slow, controlled movement. Again, you're trying to look to the palm that's face up. A couple more. And then back down. And you relax the arms. So some of these mobilizations you may feel almost in a sense that they're also strengthening your shoulders. Again, you feel a little fatigue, a little burn. It's totally cool. All right, so the next thing I want to do is a straight arm across. So I'm going to have you start with the left arm straight out, and you're going to take it across the body and hook up just below the elbow. And you're going to draw the arm across the body. And then what I want you to focus on is your left shoulder. Can you drop it down and then push it forward a little bit while you pull with the right arm? So a little bit of rotation, but I want you to focus on dropping this shoulder down and pressing it a little bit forward. Okay, then one more breath. And then you'll release. Okay. And then we do the other side. So right arm straight, left arm comes underneath. And I'm trying to work the outside of the deltoid. So I want to pull, watch if the shoulder blade hikes up. So pull the shoulder blade down into depression and then a little bit of rotation. And you're using your left arm to do it. And then I'm driving my right shoulder forward a little bit as well. And then come back to center. So typical, again, that range of 5 to 10 breaths. If you need longer, hit pause and you can work. I'm holding most of these for about 5 breaths, okay? And then the next position that I want to get to, and you can use your blanket here for support for the knees, but I want to get to a kneeling position. So take a moment and set that up. And as you get to all fours, we're just going to work some circles with the shoulders. And then you're going to switch direction. So trying to take the shoulder blades through those positions, okay, that we just worked on earlier. And then we're going to work some lateral mobilization. So you're going to stretch your arms pretty wide, like outside the yoga mat, or, you know, just kind of general vicinity, but definitely outside the shoulders. And then we're going to work the left arm straight, and I want you to look towards the right thumb. You're going to bend the right elbow. And then you're going to come up and over, bend the left elbow, and try to straighten the right arm. Like I'm bringing my right ear to the floor, looking towards my left thumb. And then I'm coming back to center. And just bring the hands down. And then we sit back to a kneeling position. So the next thing I want to do, since we worked a little mobilization across the chest into the anterior delt, pec minor, maybe a little of the biceps tendon, I can show you a stretch that you could potentially do with a ball. You can do it in a doorway. It's kind of that classic chest stretch, but really has such a strong influence on the function of the shoulder joint, which would really create maybe like function or dysfunction of the shoulder blade. So it's a pec minor stretch. Again, you can use a doorway and a lunge. I'll show you a way real quick that you can use blocks to do it. So if you happen to have 2 blocks, or again like a Swiss ball or an exercise ball or something like that, you can do it with that too. So I'm going to go this way. So I'm going to make you, again, padding for the knees. And what I'm going to do is set 2 blocks up here, and I'm going to work to this position, and I'm going to put my forearm down here. A nice wide base for the knees, and then I can come down just gently. Again, I'm going to look towards the right thumb and try to stretch the chest. Now, if your chest is pretty open, you're going to need to like have more height, right? So 2 blocks, something you can do like that. And again, we're going for about 5 breaths. And we come up slowly. You know, if it's new to you, if you do have any shoulder injuries, or you're just really tight, like guys, we bought a lot of stuff in our life where we're, you know, this anterior focus position. It's no secret. So anytime we can take advantage of opening, broadening the chest, not only does it improve our posture, but a lot of times it improves our respiration. It improves our breathing. If we can improve our breathing, our overall function is going to improve. Okay, so we move the blocks to the second side, set them up appropriately. I'm not the hugest fan of like stacking these so high because they get a little bit more unstable. So if you do feel like you want to make it a little higher, you could try that higher setting. Just be mindful that the block could take off on you, like if you're new to it. And then we come back up slowly. Okay, so 1 block may not be enough. Again, anything propped. You guys, you can use anything. You could use a chair potentially, like anything that just gets some height. And some of you, if you're more open in the chest, you're going to have to get more elevation. But I am going to show you one more kind of chest opener that seems to be really effective as well. So I'm going to set the padding beside me, and this would be more of a classic yoga posture. So just approach it accordingly based off of your spine and your shoulders. But it could be a great posture for you. So I'm going to scooch just a little bit, so that you guys can see me from that side. So I'm gonna have you lay down. You can just kind of let the spine and shoulders settle for a moment. And then I'm gonna take my right arm, stretch it out, and I want my right palm about eye level so I could see my thumb. I definitely don't want to be down here. And then from there with a straight arm, I'm gonna bring my left hand here and bend the left knee, and I'm gonna use this hand for support. And so this is the simple base of the posture. We start to move a little bit into the thoracic spine, but it's a great opener for the chest and the shoulders, and this is the focus of this is a little bit more of like pec major. Now if you have the room and you practice consistently, you could advance it in many different ways, but just start with the base of this. If you know variations, feel free to explore. But I want to leave this hand for support. And take one more breath. Then coming out of this, use the left arm to brace you. Come back, bring your chin to the floor. Let your arms relax, and then you can counter the stretch by moving the left ear into the mat. And that would set you up for the second side. So left arm out, right hand's gonna be right into the chest level, and just slowly rotate around. And then coming back to center, I will counter the stretch, bring the right ear into the mat. You can just move the body around a little bit. Okay, then coming out of that posture into an all fours position. Okay, and then sitting up. So, we worked a lot of the neck and the shoulders and how we can move those joints through the ranges and stretch them and take care of them. Like ultimately, we tend to, again, take care of like the bigger joints and muscles of the body. And so that I feel like this is also an area though that we can get pretty challenged pretty quickly. So I'm going to show you one final posture to kind of seal up. And so we can take this in support and to stretch the thoracic spine. So I'm going to take one block and run it crosswise, and then one block here for my head. And then I'm going to work the blanket over this block in the center. Okay, and you can have a couple options for your feet, but we're just going to take a resting position just for a few breaths to just let the body open. So I want to place the block right into the mid-back. And you can choose to bring the soles of the feet together or not, it's fine. And then you're going to reach back and let the block support the neck into being more of a neutral position. So I definitely want the cervical spine supported. And if it's possible, we just let the body settle and create some great thoracic extension and let the arms relax. Again, just a few breaths here. Okay, so to come out of it, you're going to bend the knees, walk the feet and knees together, and just roll off to the side. You can pick right or left.
And just lay and bring the knees kind of high into the chest just to regain a little bit of flexion. And use the opposite arm to press up to seated.
Okay. All right, so this is, again, a great opportunity to work with your neck and shoulders if you have problems in those areas. It may be a place for exploration. You may find some things that you needed to work on. Either way, I greatly appreciate you tuning in and checking this out, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Namaste.